All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into Actaea Racemosa. And our goal here isn't just to list a bunch of symptoms. No, we're going to build a complete drug picture, a portrait of this remedy that really, truly sticks with you. So let's jump right in.
Now think about that for a second. Normally, a flow brings some sort of relief, right? But for Actaea Racemosa, it is the exact opposite. This single sentence, this is the key that unlocks the whole remedy. And that profound contradiction, that's going to be our central theme today.
So what is this remedy behind such a strange but defining symptom? It's time to formally meet Actaea Racemosa.
So here it is, the plant itself. You might know it as black cohosh or black snake root, and notice its family, Ranunculaceae. Now this is a huge clue, because it's the same family as remedies like aconite and pulsatilla, a family that's known for its really powerful effects on the nervous system and for producing rheumatic pains.
Okay, let's get the quick facts down to give us a solid foundation. It's a plant-based remedy. The person who first documented its effects, the prover, was genes. It's deeply rooted in what's called the Sarek miasm, which you can kind of think of as an underlying constitutional weakness. The person who needs it often has a hysterical temperament, a predisposition to rheumatic and gouty issues, and, this is key, is fundamentally a chilly patient. That means they're very sensitive to cold and always feel better from warmth.
Okay, with that foundation set, let's get to the real heart of this remedy's personality. The mental and emotional state is where Actaea Racemosa becomes absolutely unforgettable.
This right here, this quote is the central metaphor for the mind of Actaea. I want you to really picture a heavy, dark, suffocating cloud just enveloping a person, making everything feel gloomy, confusing, and completely hopeless. It's not just sadness, it's an oppressive, pervasive despair that colors everything.
So what's going on underneath that black cloud? Well, you'll find this immense sadness and this terrifying feeling of literally losing one's mind. There's a deep fear of death, but it's all mixed up with this great suspicion of everyone and everything. The mood is all over the place, swinging wildly from manic excitement to the depths of depression. And then you get these really peculiar symptoms, like the distinct illusion of seeing a mouse run out from under their chair. It's a mind in total turmoil, just wrapped in darkness.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. We get to see how that internal darkness actually shows up physically. The pain of Actaea Racemosa is just as intense and just as erratic as its mental state.
So first off, there's this deep, pervasive ache. The muscles are sore everywhere, almost as if the person's been bruised from head to toe. It's a heavy, constant, inescapable feeling of soreness.
But then, layered right on top of that bruised feeling, you get these sudden, sharp pains. They're described as being just like an electric shock, quick, jolting, and they can pop up anywhere, completely unpredictably.
And the third type of pain is this sharp, piercing, or lancinating character. Now, the key thing here is that these pains shoot from one side of the body to the other, especially across the chest or the pelvic area. This erratic, shifting nature is a real hallmark of this remedy.
All right, let's circle all the way back to where we started, the female sphere. This is where that great contradiction we talked about takes center stage. This is where all the themes of the remedy, the gloom, the pain, the paradox, they all come together.
So if you remember just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. For Actaea Racemosa, everything, and I mean everything, gets worse during the period. The mental state gets darker, the physical pains crank up to 11, and the entire suffering just peaks right when the flow begins.
So if we look at the specific symptoms, the flow itself is usually early, it's heavy, and it's made up of dark, clotted blood. And here's that crazy paradox again. The more profuse the flow, the worse the suffering. The uterine pains are severe, with its really strong bearing down sensation. And it's also a remedy that's really known for a tendency toward miscarriages, particularly around the 3rd month of pregnancy.
Okay, so with this whole complex picture, how do we make sense of it all? Well, we look at the modalities. These are basically the simple rules that tell us what makes the symptoms better or worse. This is our practical, hands-on guide to the remedy.
And here it is, laid out plain and simple. The symptoms get worse or aggravated during the menses. That's our number 1 keynote. They're also worse from cold, from damp weather, from the exertion of going upstairs, and just overexertion in general. And what brings relief? It's simple, warmth. Remember, this is a chilly patient, so warmth provides comfort and makes the suffering better.
So there you have it. We've painted the full picture of Actaea Racemosa.
That paradoxical suffering, the oppressive mental cloud, and those erratic physical pains. The final question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you've seen this picture, now that you recognize its signature, where else in life or in other conditions might you see the shadow of this heavy black cloud of gloom and pain? Because thinking about its essence, that's how you'll truly remember it.